what's up? So I'm gonna give you guys an update on the situation with the girl who strategically ghosted me in the context guide if you're following along with the characters, so you can learn from these real, authentic, real life situations. She would be Monica, and I'll like show the thumbnails of the videos that I've put so far on the situation and how I explained what boyfriend baiting is and how a girl will strategically ghost you to see if you'll, show interest enough for her to be able to pull the good old, well, I want something serious, I can't keep seeing you, which in many cases would be a bluff. But like when they want you to commit, they want you as a boyfriend, and they've been seeing you for like 8 months or 9 months, I forget how long it was, and you still haven't committed. They gotta try to figure something out to get you to commit. So the strategic ghost is something that you'll see if you've been having fun with her for 8 months, no strings attached.
Here's how to manipulate men into wanting you as their girlfriend. Cook for him. Bake for him. Give him head scratches. They go crazy for that. Send him cute messages that give him butterflies. And then you take it away. You take the whole girlfriend privilege, you take it away. Essentially what this will do is make him miss it. Make him crave what he had, because it was so much better what he had. And now suddenly it's gone, and he'll be like, wait, what's going on? What am I doing wrong? Why is she not being like this anymore? I want that again. What I just described as a softer version of alternating between love bombing and gray rocking. You might need to do this a few times, because men sometimes, they don't get it right away.
And you haven't really said anything about wanting anything serious, which is how you should operate. But so
in 1 mile, keep left.
I did what I said I was gonna do. I waited like a week or so because I actually was busy in my life. I explained to you guys that you don't want to be a try-hard really and like try to fabricate being busy if you're not. Like, I could have replied to her the next day and just been like, yeah, what's up? We'll do something tonight. And it would have been fine still, but I actually was busy this week. I was taking Starla and Skyline out and work and all. So I just waited till I got back to where she is locally when I visited my parents and did some filming out here in Long Island. And then I just hit her up yesterday. I was just like, yeah, sure, no problem, be ready for dinner. And you'll notice that I didn't address at all the situation. Like, I didn't acknowledge the fact that she had ghosted me for a long time. And that's what you want to do, because you never want to reveal like your hand that you've been like thinking about the situation and all. And to be fully honest with you guys, like I really didn't care, because like she's just one of the girls I'm seeing for fun. So it really didn't matter to me, and I did know the whole time that she was just being strategic, so it didn't matter. But even if you did care about a girl, like let's say in your shoes, it was a girl that you actually did care about and you can't help it. Shut the fuck up, please! Sorry. Just if you actually did like that girl, you did have interest in that girl, you still don't want to make a big deal out of the situation. You still don't. Unless you feel like it wasn't a strategic ghost, like she wasn't trying to get you to commit, she wasn't like desiring you heavily. If you were in that situation, then most likely another guy was involved, and then you need to get the fuck out of there and never talk to her again. But if it was a situation where she's been trying to get you to commit for like many months, and like her desire is clearly there, you could tell with their energy, in the bedroom, like when the desire is there or if it's not. So just use your fucking intelligence. Don't be retarded. So in the case that it is that you read it as a boyfriend bait situation and you're gonna like re-entertain it, just don't acknowledge it. Don't make a big deal about it. And you want to cosplay as the blue-pilled Chad who's just living life, enjoying life, not thinking about her and all these autistic strategies, and you don't even want to be aware of what the red pill or a black pill is. You don't want to know what those words mean. You want to be completely oblivious. You're worried about your friends, your family. You're thinking about your business and your goals. Typical blue-pilled Chad behavior. That's what you want to cosplay as. That's what you want to emulate. And with that said, that means if a girl ghosts you, like, it's whatever. You guys were just having fun, which was the truth of my situation, which made it easy. But if you actually cared about the girl, you need to cosplay and pretend like you weren't thinking about it the whole time, even if you were. And you need to just be like, yeah, whatever, sure. You don't want to be petty. You don't want to be like jaded by what she did, because then you seem hurt. You seem like insecure. You seem like she hit you in a place where it hurts, you know? Does that make sense? So do exactly what I did. And this was me just acting naturally, because I really didn't care. But this is the behavior I'm telling you, like, you have to emulate if you actually do care. You have to fake this. You have to fabricate what I did. And obviously it went very well last night too. It really, to me, just felt like we picked up where we left off, and nothing was different for me, because the whole time, I mean, I'm just kind of having fun and leading her on, which is,
Keep left.
you know, you'll say it's fucked, and it probably is fucked, but I rationalize it, and we'll get into my philosophy on that in a future video. And yes, it has to do with my future offspring and ensuring their greatest potential and giving them the greatest life possible. So you could debate if it's moral or immoral. It's all subjective. At the end of the day, though, just keeping it honest, what I care about most is my future offspring and ensuring that they have the best possible life, even pre-existing. So yeah, we're not going to go down that tangent much farther, though. First, let's just talk about this situation, though. So last night, you know, picked her up, and I could tell, like, she was extremely nervous, and, like, her adrenaline was really high. Also, like, her adrenaline was really high. She, like, immediately wanted to explain why she ghosted, but I never brought it up. I didn't explain it at all. I guess she was expecting that I would ask about it, so she had prepared, like, a super long story. And, you know, she gives, like, the typical, like, answer, like, XYZ classes, and, you know, my flight lessons and all this, you know, because you can't say I was attempting to boyfriend bait you. Like, obviously not. So, you know, you get the typical excuses and all that. And I just was just like, yeah, for sure. Just acting truly natural. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't care. I'm just I'm just here having fun, sweetheart. Like, oh, that was a nice GT3. Holy shit. Like, I'm just over here having a good time, sweetheart. And she's aware of the fact that I'm seeing other girls. And it's funny, like, we actually, because I've been going about it honest this time around. My situation with Gianna and Bella, that lore that I still have to share with you, I was telling them that I was exclusive with them. I didn't agree to be their boyfriend, but I was telling them I was exclusive to them, and I really wasn't, because I was seeing both of them and here and there some other girls. But this time around, I wanted to experiment with the honest route, and the honest route has been going great with Monica, this girl subject to today's video, along with Starla and Skyline. And the honest route has been going great. It's like they almost like it more that you're willing enough and confident enough to, like, be completely open and honest and blunt about the fact that you're entertaining multiple girls. And there's so many times, like, they try to insinuate I don't know what the right word is. They try to like prove how loyal they are, even though they don't have to be. It's so funny, like they're so loyal and they're trying to like prove their loyalty, even though I'm not asking them for that and I'm being open about seeing other girls. It's so backwards. Everything is so reverse. But yeah, like there's like situations here and there where they'll like tell me situations of how like a guy approached them or whatever, and they were like, yeah, I just told them I had a boyfriend. And it's like they're waiting to see my reaction, and I usually just like,
In 1 mile,
I just
keep
laugh,
left.
you know, just like haha, because I'm not going down that conversation. But the point is, it's just funny how like when you're honest about it and just upfront about seeing other girls, they actually become like super loyal and they compete even harder, and it really just turns them on even more. It's so backwards, but you know, this is just nature. And this is stuff that the black pill just doesn't address. And it's mostly because the people in the black pill community, the most intelligent ones, they don't have sufficient experience on the field. Like, most of the best black pill creators, you know, they have all the understanding of genetics and biology, but they don't really have field experience. Anyway, went off on a bit of a tangent. So, went out with Monica, right? She had this urge to give me the rundown of the whole situation. And I was just like, yeah, you know,
In
that's
0.6 miles,
ways, Jesus
keep
Christ.
left.
I've been in a calorie deficit for a long time, and the littlest things are spiking my cortisol, I swear to God. We're going to get to that actually too, because I've lost a bit of weight, quite a lot. Like, I've leaned down a lot since the last time I saw Monica. So these are pseudonyms, by the way. Like, these are not their real names. You could check the pseudonyms in the context doc so you can follow along with these lessons. But she noticed that I had leaned down a lot, and we're going to get to that point of the story. But first, we're at when I just picked her up. She was like very jittery and nervous, and she was just giving me the rundown of the whole situation, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, for sure. That's great. And she could tell like I didn't give a single fuck. And then I just went back to playing music. I'm blasting Iceman, you know, neurotypical and retard maxing, and just singing and rapping along to the songs like a retard and just having a great time, because that's who I am. That's what I do. And it was just like old times, you know, like literally nothing had changed. And that's what it felt like to me. It literally felt like 2 weeks had gone by and we just picked up where we left off. But obviously to her, like, she was fucking scared as shit, because she's invested. I'm not. Anyway, so we get to the restaurant, you know, we're enjoying dinner and all, and she was telling me how, this is like a revealing thing. She was like, I have to ask you a question, like, please be honest. Were you trying to make me sweat by not, like, replying for a week? And the truth to that answer is no, I wasn't trying really, but I knew that's what would happen. But I wasn't trying, I genuinely was busy. But the telling part about this is, she said, when first I answered, I was like, nah, like, I meant to reply to you. I got sidetracked, and I knew I would hit you back up when I got back in town. But no, I didn't mean to, because you never want to reveal your hand. You never want to talk about, like, oh, I knew what you were doing the whole time, you know, I knew you were a boyfriend. No, retard. You never want to reveal your hand that you're an autist and you watch Julius Perceiver and that you're aware of black and red pill concepts. You never want to reveal your fucking hand.
Keep left.
You need to act like blue-pilled, neurotypical Chad, okay? You cannot ever reveal your hand that you know game, and you know they don't like that. You just want to be normal, neurotypical guy, and retard maxing is a good crutch for that too. So I obviously played it off like No, I wasn't trying to at all. And then she told me, she was like, I almost straight the fuck up, Jesus Christ, ways. She was like, hold up, it's actually like distracting when I'm doing a bunch of these fucking turns and
Keep
shit.
left.
Trying to multitask. She was telling me, yeah, wait, just look at this.
Speed trap reported ahead. Turn right.
Be stoic, control your emotions. She was telling me she almost double texted me. She was like, yeah, I came this close to double texting me. And I told her, I was like, oh, I mean, like, who cares? Like, why do people overthink that stuff? Like, who cares? It's not a big deal if you did. But obviously, me being Julius Perceiver, like, I know that is a big deal. Like, because it's all just a game of leverage. I know why that's a big deal. But remember, don't reveal your fucking hand. Neurotypical Max, blue pill Max, you want to appear like you don't understand why that's a big deal. You want to appear like, what's the big problem with that? Like, you want to appear like, oh, what's the big deal with like double texting, you know? It's because you don't want to be someone who has had to ever put in effort for dating. If you had to put in effort to learn these concepts, it signals that your genetic... Shut the fuck up!
Turn left.
It signals that your genetic material was insufficient as is.
Turn left.
And we've talked about in videos before how it's not just about your looks. It's not just about appearance regarding hypergamy. You can also signal a lower SMV through things like this. You could signal to girls that your genetic material is lower than it actually is, because it's all perception, and there's multiple types of perception. Like, there's looks perception, that's like 95% of it. Your face and height, it's like 95% of it. But there is still that 5 to 10% that is your behavior, how you behave. And even Chad could be so bad at his neurodivergent behavior that he can make his genetic material look really bad. And so if you show like that you understand these concepts, if you start like explaining how you know this and that, it signals that, it insinuates that you had to look into this shit. That's what it implies. And that then, by extension, implies that your genetic material, your raw genetic material, is insufficient. And that's not a good look.
In 0.1
So,
miles,
yeah, that's why you don't want to
turn
reveal
right,
your hand.
and then keep left.
And that's how I played it in that particular situation, how I just neurotypical maxed and blue pilled maxed and just acted like that regular guy who doesn't pay attention to any of this shit. But unfortunately, we are all in the boat where, for one reason or another, we know about this stuff. And a lot of it's probably got to do that we're autistic or neurodivergent. And that's fine. Just hide that, you know? Like, learn how to be a good actor and act neurotypical. And, like, you don't know these concepts. You cannot reveal your hand. Anyway, so she also said, oh, another thing I noticed about you, because we were talking about things that changed, and I told her I don't drink when we were ordering drinks. I was like, yeah, I stopped drinking. But yeah, I told her I don't drink. And another thing, she was like, oh yeah, another change is that, because I like had my shirt unbuttoned a little bit. And I was like, oh yeah, what are you talking about? She was like, you look like crazy. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess. You know, obviously not going into depths about how much I've been cutting, because you want to make everything seem effortless, you know? Effortless beauty. You don't want to show that you're putting in effort. Effort signals, again, that your genetic raw material is insufficient. You don't want to give off that signal. This is something the black pill community doesn't understand, or they don't want to accept. And it's because they lack experience on the field. It's all genetics and biology. But there's different ways you could perceive someone's genetics. And this is why these red pill concepts actually do hold some weight. It's not as much weight as they make it seem, but that doesn't mean it doesn't matter. And I feel like there's no one tying the two philosophies together. But I have the experience on the field to tell you what's working and what's not. And that's the reason I'm giving you these transparent stories, so you guys can see that I'm not some black pill doomer who lives in his basement and gets no ass. Like, I'm explaining, like, this works. Like, I understand, you know, what the things that work and the things that don't. Anyway, so she was pointing out to me, like, she was like, yeah, you got, like, crazy, like, you look crazy, because she's one of the ones that found one of my TikToks that I post thirst traps for fun. They're not good. Like, they get shit views. I just do it for fun, you know, because
In 1
why
mile,
not?
exit right, and then keep right.
But yeah, so she watches those videos and she was seeing them, and she saw how my body had changed and my face had leaned out a bit more too, and I guess being tanner helped as well. And I bet that was a big catalyst to making her break the no contact thing sooner through liking my Instagram post as well. Like, she just saw the crazy change and she was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna wait any longer. And she was literally telling me, she was like, yeah, when you weren't replying for a week and then I was seeing your TikToks, I was like, oh my God, I fumbled this so bad. Like, I was in a panic. I was gonna double text you, and it's just so funny because, like, obviously
In 0.6 miles, exit right, and then keep right.
obviously, like, I knew all that too the whole time when I was making the TikTok or, you know, whatever. I knew she was gonna see that. I wasn't doing it for that reason, but I was aware of the fact. I'm perspicacious enough to acknowledge that she would come across it, and she's probably gonna be thinking, like, damn, fuck, like, I really fucked this up. So yeah, that was just funny to hear her be honest enough to articulate it. It was like she was getting it off her chest, but she's comfortable enough to admit those things because I'm so good at playing that neurotypical blue pill role. You would never know that I'm this autistic if you met me outside of this channel, because this is, like, all my internet personas, like, they're all just internet personas. You meet me in person, I'm my true self, probably, unless I'm doing something related to the persona, like filming for that persona. But unless I'm, like, being Julius Perceiver, you would never know that I'm like this, because I'm an actor. You know, I know how to put on the front, and I know how to retard max too.
Exit
so
right, and then keep right.
That's great because it puts her guard down and it allows her to be more open and honest about some things. To a high degree, she's still keeping her guard up, of course, and trying to be strategic. But when you retard max and you neurotypical max, you'll get a lot more data than otherwise. If you try to be like that super ultra stoic red pill guy, first of all, that's not fun. Girls are gonna get bored of that. They want to see some personality, and that's not to say don't be stoic. That's not what I mean. I'm using, like, the word
Keep right, and then
stoic, like
turn right.
how the straight face, like, David Goggins of the world would be with women. Like, you don't want to be like that. You want to be fun. Like, you guys see my vlogs, how I'm singing along in the car to the music, and you could say it's cringe or whatever, but I really just don't give a single fuck. That's the main thing. You don't want to care. You don't want to, like, care
Turn
about
right.
impressing her or whatever. Literally just let go and just have a great time. And they love that. And so, yeah, when I'm, like, with them, I'm playing this up. I'm playing that retarded, maxed, neurotypical guy. It helps put their guard down a little bit. Anyway, so Went back to my place, obviously, afterward, or my parents' place, I should say, because this is in Long Island. And then, you know, right as we're about to do the obvious, you know, getting undressed, it was just so funny to see her reaction to how my body had changed, because I've been cutting for a while now, you know, so I got a lot leaner, and she was like, yeah, like, I always knew you were fit before, but holy shit.
In 0.1 miles, exit right.
I just thought it was so funny. I was like, well, yeah, I guess that's what happens when you don't see someone for like
exit right.
the exact same 3 months that they decide to go on a cut. It's just like, what the fuck? But yeah, great night. You know, it was just like it was before. Yeah, so it went amazing, and you know, now she's back in the loop. And the other girl, Bella,
Speed trap reported
Jesus
ahead.
fucking Christ, Waze. The other girl who hit me up from my past recently, who wanted to get back in the mix, was Bella. I still haven't
Turn
replied
right.
to her, just because I've been so busy. Like I'm not even trying to ignore her. Like I'm not trying to make her sweat, as Monica would say. It's just like I don't have time to see her right now. But now that I'm done with that, I'm back in New York. I might actually reply to her. I could probably do it tonight if I finish my work in time. I don't know though, because I have this big video for the main channel that I just wrote out the script for. It's to do with dual mating strategy, and that's going to take a long time to edit. So it's either I respond to Bella tonight, have fun, or do that. I think I'm going to stay disciplined and deliver you guys the content, because I just saw Monica tonight. That'll hold me over for a few days. But yeah, I just wanted to share how the experience went, so I could kind of like show you guys that I had a proper read on the situation, and it's a counter read to the general consensus. So, you know, most people, they would just assume that like the girl, like, oh, the girl like went to go see another guy, or the girl lost interest or whatever, or they might panic and they might fall for the boyfriend
right.
bait. But what I'm telling you is a read that's against that general consensus. So when people like say stupid shit like that to me, like, oh, you know, I think someone commented like, oh, so really she just found a more attractive guy. It's like, dude, that's the general consensus thought. Like, I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't have a contrary, unique thing to say about the scenario. And she could have done that the whole time. I wasn't paying attention to what she was doing or whatnot. She could have got away with doing that all she wanted. And I know she didn't, but she could have if she wanted. That's why that doesn't make sense. Like, she was never my girlfriend. We never agreed to exclusivity. And although she wanted that, and she was frequently trying to prove that, I had never wanted that from her. So the whole time she could have done that. And that's why I was trying to explain to you guys that it was against general consensus, and it is a unique thought, boyfriend baiting. Like, it's something that I don't really see getting talked about much. But I wanted to highlight it to you because I was very confident that I was correct in my analysis. And now, obviously, I saw firsthand that I was correct in my analysis. And now she's back in the mix, like,
in 0.1
like no problem.
miles, turn right.
And eventually, what's up, buddy? How you doing? And eventually, it's gonna occur again. You know, because
turn right.
You can only extend this for so long. Okay. Fuck, it's so narrow here. So yeah, I just wanted to explain that to you, so you guys understand that concept and let you guys know where the situation's
Speed
at.
trap reported
Give you guys
ahead.
an update. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that was nice. Monica's back in the mix. And hopefully you learned something about it. But remember, If it's not how I described it, if the situation is not where she had a super high desire for you, she's been seeing you without commitment for 8 months and high desire, energy's all there. If it's not that situation, run for the fucking hills, buddy, because probably then another guy was involved. You need to use your head. Nuance, guys. Don't be one of these autistic fucks in the comments who can't understand nuance, okay? I'm trying to teach you guys something unique here. Something that very few people will talk about, but I figured something out, guys, and I just want you to be aware of it too. And here's the proof of concept that it fucking works, all right? Later.